All right, this is Charlie Flowe, World Sports Show. Joining me live is KK calling in from Portland. How you been?
I'm doing well. Lost my voice, but we got the point last night, so happy enough with that. Obviously, we won the 3 points, but it's a good morning so far.
Would you lose most of it during that penalty kick save?
I think I did scream pretty loud after that. Usually, I try to be calm after those things, but it was the crowd. It was just my teammates running over. It was just one of those situations where that moment got the best of me. So I think I lost it around that time.
Yeah, and you had a situation in a game like that. They put a goal in, and that's almost 3 points for them. But, it was just a goalie show from what I watched.
Well, no, obviously I respect France so much. She came up with some huge saves, and it was one of those things where, as a keeper, you're like, oh, great save, but you want the goal. So she did really well, and I was able to come up with a couple saves. So it was a great match to be a part of. The environment was incredible, as usual, the gelled win, and, it was just a fun game. I wish we would have gotten the win, though.
Do you feel like that as a keeper when you're lining up for a PK and you're at home, you have that 13,000, 17,000 plus just like behind you? Does that give you that spark and give you that I guess like in a little bit of swag?
It's I try to kind of just get in, focus on the ball, and as a keeper, you're just trying to do whatever you can and maybe get in the player's head. But the crowd was just ridiculous. Their chants. Honestly, to understand Geldwin and our fans are important. You have to probably come to a game, but I know, online there's a good, a relatively good feel of it. But, and especially after the save, the place just went crazy, and they have that Karina chant, which just makes you feel like $1 million. But you're at home. It's one of those things. I felt that we could have put away several other chances, and to get that PK call, you're just gutted, but you try to just focus on the ball, and hopefully you can read it right, and I got lucky.
Yeah, you got a situation like that. You guys want to go for the win. You want to get the 3 points, but then at the end of the day, I guess you're a little bit happy walking away with 1 point with that situation.
Yeah, anytime you get a point, Western New York is a great team, so if you can walk away, obviously we want 3 points, but if you can walk away with a point, you're satisfied rather than losing. And, it's one of those situations where that call was made, I was like, oh, God. But it's just one of those things as a keeper, you have the confidence, you're like, you know what, I got this. And again, bringing up the crowd makes you feel like you got it that much more. And it's just one of those situations where, we walked away with a point. It's not what we wanted, but we'll take it because we're still doing pretty decent in the standings.
And you had to save a pretty big player. I think her name's Abby Wambach. You've heard of her?
Abby got the goal, so after the game, we joked about it. She's like, man, you got my PK. I'm like, man, you got the goal, so it's a good one. But, I've faced Abby a couple times when PK's playing with Canada. And it's just one of those things where you just try to read the player, and I think sometimes experience comes into it. And, I watched the last game, saw her how she took that PK. And, Abby's one of those, she's just a great finisher. And I feel lucky to have gotten. I keep saying the word lucky because I don't want to go out and say like, "Ooh, I did this or that." But
we did get a great jump on it.
Yeah, I don't want to go out and say like I did this and I deserve that or whatever. But some of it is luck, some of it is reading it correctly, some of it is having faced Abby several times, and she's a great finisher. So it's one of those things where I read it, she placed it, and I'll say it again. I guess I got lucky.
Turn the page a little bit. We are a Philadelphia-based show, so I have to ask you about your times in Philly. What do you miss most about Philadelphia?
I probably have to say the cheesesteaks, right?
Yeah. Doesn't help a keeper.
It's a great city. I had a couple good years there, and, I've been fortunate and left to play in great cities. I've loved every city I've played in, and I grew as a player there. We lived out of the city, so we weren't downtown as much as we'd like, but you know what? I remember Heather Mitz and we spent a lot of time downtown, and it was fun. There's so much to do there. I have good memories. I love it. The cheesesteaks, obviously, but there's so many fun little things to do in the city, which I do miss.
And I'm sure you're probably enjoying Portland. That seems like a very fun city, a very, I guess, hipster city, as you call it.
Yeah, you know what? There's always something to do here, and I didn't understand how fun Portland was until I'm here living. And the fans, again, they make this place just incredible. We walk down the street and people stop us and be like, we love you guys. Thanks for coming to the city. And we're like, no, we love you guys. So, but there's always stuff going on, whether you want to just go by the water or you want to just go have a nice dinner or lunch. There's so many small places. It's a unique city, and I truly have fallen in love with it.
Well, you have a pretty recognizable haircut, so that doesn't help.
I guess that is it. Sometimes it's flat, but people love soccer here, and that's what's great about it. To play in a soccer city, as a kid, you always dream about that, and having this opportunity right now, it's one of those things where you're like, I feel like I'm exactly in the right place at the right time.
I want to thank you for your time. I won't keep you too much. You go rest your voice. I know you got a big game on the road against Boston, so I guess a little revenge factor. You need to get on the road for that.
Yeah, I'm going to park my car in Boston.
Well, thank you for your time, KK.
No problem. Thanks, Jar.
All right, bye.